You had that third failure in a row. Did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up. I mean, I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated.
There are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight in the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind.
They inspired you to do this, didn't they?
Yes.
And to see them casting stones in your direction.
It's difficult. Probably not the guy that most people would bet on.
Who wins?
It's like a little kid fighting a bunch of sumo wrestlers. Usually the sumo wrestlers win. We're a little scrappy company. Every now and again, a little scrappy company wins. And I think this will be one of them.
everyone from the Doge community that's in here tonight. I want you to listen to me very carefully. Right at this moment, I want you to stop what you're doing. Even anything else you might be doing, we'll have in the stream. And I want you to look. I want you to look at that computer screen monitor or that TV screen in front of you with that thumbnail art and my voice coming through to you right now. And I want you to understand one big, simple, epic concept. We are going to win. We are going to win. We are going to win. We've got the Doge momentum. Can you dig it?
Maybe have some fun. I mean, it's like there's a good chance that crypto is the future currency of Earth. Right. And then it's like, well, which one is it going to be? Like, what would be the most ironic outcome? That the currency that was invented as a joke, in fact, becomes the real currency.
Right. Wow. No, absolutely.
So,
to the moon.
To the moon.
When you had that third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
No.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
What's going on, guys? Welcome. Good morning to you guys. This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live this early Tuesday morning, and we are definitely going up on a Tuesday, as it were. Dogecoin just sitting right under 20 cents, actually just crescent right back up to 20 cents as we were just talking there. So some more bullish momentum back on the move. Dogecoin certainly is. We're going to get to why that is, and we're going to get to where I think it's going. Are you excited? Do you have pep in your step? I certainly do. It's hard to sleep in this, doing a show like this, folks, because so many exciting things happen, so many exciting things going on, and so many incredible things to be just psyched about. And we've got some pumped up people in the chat this morning. I love it. We've got Zaxy in the house. We got Diamond Hands Freddy. Dylan McDougal, haven't seen you, but great to see you back in the mix. Jeff Layfield. We got Audio Freak. We've got 7-1. Mama Crypto, of course. Thanks for holding it down, Mama Crypto. Audio Freak. Hunter Wave. Mike Tracy. Larry Ramirez. Paradiddle. Haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you back in the mix. Michael Miller. What's going on? Who else is active in the chat right now? X-Pac, good to see you back in the mix. Prowess 007, always nice to see you. Georgie, good to see you back in the mix. Hector the Dude, of course, we gotta have Hector the Dude up in here. Sliding Edge, of course. Nostalgic J says LFG, that's what I'm talking about. So good to have you hanging with us in the morning, Nostalgic J. I think I'm caught up. Low Roller Scratcher, Dogecoin tweet. Excellent to see you guys. Sliding Edge that caught starting things off with a $5 to make you holler this early morning. I love it. Get that morning coffee. Yeah, I am. I had a bit of green tea and now I'm just having some seltzer. But we are excited, and there's good reason to be excited. Before we get started, if I could just ask you to hit that like button. It's the number one thing you can do to help this channel reach more people, work through those tricky YouTube algorithms. Furthermore, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. Guess what? I'm Steven Steele, flying solo this morning. Nick Balls there's a slight chance he may join us this morning. Depends if he rolls out of bed soon enough, but we shall see. Either way, we are going to have a great time, good time. Mary in New York, thank you for the $2 super sticker of that Shiba Inu, pointing exactly where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. To the moon. Believe it. Here we are trading exactly at 20 cents, folks, exactly at 20 cents. Falling a little bit of retracement now. I think we're going to toggle back and forth just under 20 cents, just a little over 20 cents for most of the morning, if I had to guess. So, unless you've been living under a rock, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it correctly. Tesla has now accepted Dogecoin for its merchandise, kind of as a trial run, right? Kind of as a precursor, in my opinion. Bang stun. I feel like you haven't been in the mix for a show or two. I notice these things. Even when my community members, they take a break. I don't see them for 1 or 2 streams. I notice these things. Bank's done coming in. The $4 super chat, serving up some strong cup of Joe. I tell you what, I could use it. Thank you for that. Bank's done. Appreciate it, guys. Good morning, Marie. Nice to see you. I think I'm caught up. Doge Scotland, good to see in the mix. All right. We're kind of worldwide. We may not be the biggest community, but we certainly are the best. Honestly, I think we've got the best community here, and we are a worldwide community. We got listeners from Scotland. We got plenty from Australia, that's for sure. We got listeners from England. We've got listeners from India. We've got listeners from Mexico City. We've got listeners from Canada. We've got listeners from Sweden, Norway. All through the Scandinavian lands as well. Abstractus Artemis, good to see you. Muhammad asking, Doge to $1, do you believe it could be for 2022, Steve? Great question, by the way. Welcome to the stream, Muhammad. I think that there's a very high probability, personally, that Dogecoin will make it to $1 within the year of 2022. I've always felt that Dogecoin to $1 has never been a matter of if, but simply a matter of when. I think 2022 we will see it to $1 and beyond. I think that's a pretty high probability. In fact, I would dare say that we could see Dogecoin get close to $1 within the first quarter of 2021 for various dynamic reasons. As I explained, I did a quick pre-show in a Twitter Spaces before this show. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter, because I have started to do spaces regularly again. And I love staying connected to my audience on Twitter. I think most of you guys already follow me there, but in the event you don't, I just put the link in the chat. Give me a follow over there. David Bemis, awesome. Good morning, and thank you for the super chat. Hugely appreciated. Honestly, guys, the super chats are what keep me going. It's what enables me to live stream on a daily basis and bring you guys the latest, greatest breaking news the best way I know how, and have a great time doing it. So thank you so much, David. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Christopher James, Doge predictions between now and New Year 2022. That's tricky. I would skew my end of year prediction for Dogecoin pretty modestly right now. I mean, we're literally talking about a matter of little over 2 weeks. But I've been saying for a while, I've been tampering down my end of year predictions for not only Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. But I do think that the second half of the first quarter of 2022 has a high probability of being absolutely explosive, to the likes of which we've never seen, not just for Dogecoin, but others as well. Also, to put things in perspective, what's going on right now. By the way, unless you've been living under a rock, again, Tesla, Elon announced that Tesla will be accepting Dogecoin for its merchandising. Now, that's not for the Tesla Auto yet. It's not for the Tesla Auto. And I had a few people in my comments on Twitter, he said some merchandise. Actually, he said some merchandise. So this is like false advertising. No, it's not. I said for its merchandising. I didn't say all merchandising. I said for its merchandising. Besides, don't be a party pooper. Who wakes up and is a party pooper on Twitter at 7 a.m.? That's lame. We are having a moment. We're having a great moment. We're having a good time. And this has been a strategically rolled out precursor to much greater things to come. I believe this is so. I believe Elon already knows this is so. I think this is lined up very brilliantly. Again, the amount of people that continue to underestimate Elon Musk just astounds me. When you look at everything this man has built over the course of his business career, it's really unmatched, unrivaled. Now, these things don't happen overnight. When you look at the timeline of which it took Elon to build up the businesses that he had, it's certainly nothing that happened within 5 or 6 months. It definitely took some time to get it there. But the important thing is he has an extraordinary track record of getting it there, and I believe that's going to have the same effect and end result for Dogecoin as well. I mean, to bet against Elon Musk at this juncture, really, to me, is incredibly illogical. Now, we are seeing an interesting amount of pushback from both what I would describe as Bitcoin maximalists and kind of the the woke Twitter mob. The woke Twitter isn't particularly fond of Elon for a number of reasons, right? And they express that very spirited fashion, mostly over the course of yesterday through the announcement of Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Elon Musk, again, congratulations on being Time's Person of the Year 2021. Just wild stuff. Now, folks, Elon, I've always said this, Elon knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly how and why he's rolling things out. There's very few things that Elon does, whether it's through tweets that seem to be flippant on their surface or casual announcements like the one he made this morning. And he did make it in a casual fashion. He said, Dogecoin, Tesla is now accepting will now be accepting Dogecoin for some of its merchandise. We'll see how it goes. I believe that was strategically, even strategically framed and worded to be something kind of casual that ends up picking up steam as something to be taken quite seriously. And I think Elon knows that. I think that's a very smart way of rolling it out. You don't want to come out of the gate hyping it where there's an assumed huge expectation, right? If you kind of more roll it out casually like that, and then if you can really deliver results after rolling out in that fashion, it makes it look all that more extraordinary. And perception is reality to a certain degree, particularly in that regard. Now, folks, Elon Musk also had about a 15-minute spotlight released on Time Magazine's website. I don't even think they make magazines anymore for Time, do they? I think they've gone all digital, and I don't blame them for that. But if you haven't checked it out, I'd encourage you to do so. It's absolutely extraordinary. And it's really well done. It's about 13, 14 minutes long, as I recall. It's kind of a feature on Elon Musk being the Person of the Year for 2021. And I think the interview was very fair and provocative and interesting. And the editing is brilliantly done as well. It's on the homepage of Time right now. Check it out after you're done watching your man Real Deal, Steven Steele. It's definitely worth a watch and a read. Anyway, my main point is there came a point in the interview where the interviewer, the Time reporter, asked Elon Musk about his affinity with cryptocurrency, and unprovoked, Elon Musk started talking about the value of Dogecoin. First, he paired it up against his the strengths of Bitcoin, but also, more importantly, the shortcomings of Bitcoin in terms of Bitcoin. Let's face it, folks. Essentially, Bitcoin is somewhat dead on arrival in the retail space, particularly as it relates to the first world. Now, Bitcoin adoption in some select third world countries, I think, will show some more vibrant results of spending habits of Bitcoin in retail space. But largely over the first world, Bitcoin is dead on arrival in a retail space. People just aren't spending Bitcoin. Now, I say this as somebody that has a tremendous respect for Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I hold Bitcoin. We talk about Bitcoin a lot in the show. And so this is not a diss. I just want to be very clear about that, because there seems to be some very, very defensive people in the Bitcoin camp. And I don't mean this to be contentious, but at the same time, we have to look and acknowledge the reality, which Elon has yesterday in this Times magazine feature, where he just said, people are holding it for a store of value long term, and essentially, as I've talked about many times, Bitcoin has evolved to kind of become this digital gold, which is a valuable hedge against fiat, and I think it will continue to be an incredible asset long term as well. Bitcoin to 100,000, I think, is absolutely not only doable but destiny. Frankly, all the way 300,000 and beyond, I do think Bitcoin is going to get there. I can't tell you when, but I'm a strong believer it's going to get there. But the fact is, people aren't spending their Bitcoin, and also the fact is 90% now of all Bitcoin has already been mined. Most people don't know that 90% of all Bitcoin has already been mined. So this is a real opportunity. So unprovoked, Elon started talking about the virtues of Dogecoin, and basically how Dogecoin is the people's crypto. It's evolving to become that. It's the friendly, spendable, comprehensive digital currency out there, where people will much more likely spend Dogecoin as a vibrant digital currency option for retail purchases, both large and small. And it was really great to hear that, because some of what Elon's tangent there were things you could take verbatim about the things that I've been talking about on this show for the last 9+ months. Those of you who are regular listeners or longtime listeners know this is one of the reoccurring themes in this show that I cover over and over and over again, isn't it? So to hear the wealthiest man in the world espouse and make this point so succinctly through an avenue, through a venue, to use his spotlight, his feature as Time Persons of the Year to make this point, I think was absolutely extraordinary and spoke volumes to his long-term interest and commitment to Dogecoin. Now, do you think it's a coincidence that Elon Musk gets named Times Person of the Year yesterday, says that Doge, in no uncertain terms, that Dogecoin is better for transactions in the retail space, better than Bitcoin in that regard. And then the very next morning, okay, folks, I hope you're comprehending this. The very next morning, Elon Musk announced via Twitter that you can now accept Tesla is now accepting Dogecoin for some of its merchandise to see how it goes. Folks, I think I know how it's going to go, and I think it's going to be a rousing success. I think we should all get pumped up and get excited. And so let's make sure Tesla has a strong opening day when they announce when that opening day is for people to be able to purchase Tesla merchandise with their Dogecoin. Let's turn it out, guys. Let's turn up and turn out in spades. Let's do it to it. Let's do it to it, poppers. We really wouldn't it be great to have that first quarterly earnings report, or even that first month's earnings report, just to show how wildly popular dog money is as far as merchandising goes. I think we've had some really solid proof of concept that bodes very well from Dogecoin so far. But this will be the most prominent statement we could possibly make. So if you're enthusiastic about Dogecoin, if you're a Dogecoin holder, this is a tremendous pivotal opportunity to make your voice heard, make your enthusiasm heard, right? Vote with your Doge dollars. Folks, I certainly will be. I'll be buying some Tesla merch with my dog money. Believe it, ladies and gentlemen. I am excited. Are you guys excited? You should be excited. Furthermore, AMC accepting Dogecoin. That's something the grassroots made happen. No doubt about it. We've all played a role in that. Wouldn't it be great if their first quarter earnings report overwhelmingly showed that Dogecoin was the most popular digital currency transacted that they offer? That would be phenomenal. So we have a very extraordinary opportunity, folks, here between AMC and between Tesla to really vote with our Doge bucks, right? To really make a huge statement, because all eyes are going to be specifically on Tesla, specifically on AMC, more than anyone else regarding this. Now, folks, if we can turn out in spades and really show some incredible first quarter earnings reports for showing just a huge interest in spending Dogecoin in a retail space, I think this could quite likely have a massive cascading effect throughout the business community, throughout the corporate community, and I think many big companies could follow suit in the acceptance for acceptance of Dogecoin, which would add towards would actually put the Dogecoin adoption on lightning speed, folks. How are you guys feeling this morning? Enjoying the show so far? I hope so. Let me refresh the chart. Sometimes this Binance chart has been a little bit stubborn lately. So now we are seeing some more retracement. We're headed a little bit towards closer to the end of 19 cents. Will we come back up to 20 cents? Remains to be seen. I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of ebbs and flows throughout the day here. But either way, I I have an important point to make about that. But before I do, if you're new here, I'd like to personally welcome you, and feel free to press subscribe, press all on that notification bell. We have the best little community here in all of crypto YouTube, and I want you to be a part of it. So hit subscribe, hit all on that notification bell, and ascend with us to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Also, if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, that's hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts put in. We got Nick Balls is up in the hizza. He says, this is insane. I was wondering when Nick Balls was going to join us, wondering when he's going to roll out of bed, and here he is with us. Excellent news, because Jason Huffman at $10 super chat, believe in the Doge. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Jason. Jason, it looks like you're getting about as much sleep as I am. I've hardly had any sleep, to be honest, folks. I did a really late show last night at midnight mass. Guess what time it was on at? And took care of some business in the interim. Dozed off for a little bit. It's hard getting the news alerts coming in. And here we are celebrating, having a good time. And I think this is just the beginning of extraordinary things to come. It's just fantastic. And we haven't even gotten to 2022 yet. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, if you could just smash it quick, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out the algorithm so we can continue to reach more people. Again, those of you who are just joining us, Tesla has, Elon Musk actually announced early this morning that Tesla is going to accept Dogecoin for some of its merchandise, kind of as a see how it goes, kind of as a trial run. It's a precursor, but I think we know what this is a precursor for, folks. This is a precursor for total Dogecoin acceptance via Tesla for its automobiles, etc. So it's important that we really make a strong showing, and it's important that we're even just gathering here and just enjoying the excitement and keeping the Doge momentum pushing forward. You know, there's an old saying that goes, if you wax yourself enthusiastic, even if you're not feeling that way to begin with, you soon will become enthusiastic. And that enthusiasm, that relentless positivity really is infectious, isn't it? And it just makes other people excited, and it just has this incredible domino effect. And I think that's one of the most extraordinary qualities of the Dogecoin community, and particularly even what we do here on this show. And don't underestimate the power of small groups with high degrees of determination, high degrees of positivity, high degrees of patience and wherewithal and enthusiasm. I think it's already made a big difference already. I could cite several examples of it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Jason says sleep is overrated. Christopher says sleep great, woke up even greater. Yes, indeed. Krispy Kreme Donuts needs to accept Doge. I would be down for that. What's your guys' favorite kind of donut? What's your guys' favorite kind of Krispy Kreme, even more specifically? I like the French cruller. I'm not a huge donut person, but when I do donut, it's the French cruller. The light little pinwheel thingies. I like how they're kind of almost, what would you call it? A croissant kind of texture, right? It's just that light, flaky, I don't know, something about that deep fried is really tasty stuff. If I didn't have to mind a strict diet, I would definitely go all in on like chocolate covered Bavarian cream and stuff like that. Oh yes, good morning to all of you. Let's see here. So right now we've got headlines just, blanketing the news cycle right now. It's just everywhere. This news is just everywhere right now, folks. Barron's just released an article. Dogecoin source as Musk says Tesla to make merchandise buyable with the currency. That's one headline. The Hill now just reporting this just in. Musk, Tesla to accept cryptocurrency Dogecoin for merchandise. Let's read a little bit more from that one. Tesla will make some merch buyable with Doge, and let's see how it goes. The Tesla CEO and SpaceX founder said in a tweet following the announcement, Doge's value went up to 20 cents according to Reuters. And that was at about at 20 cents anyway. We're not quite there right now. That's about a 26% increase over the last 24 hours. Right now we are hovering right around 19 cents. So, that reminds me of a general overall point I wanted to make, and I will get back to you. I'll get back to you guys on the headlines coming in regarding the story. Do not be discouraged if Dogecoin goes down a few more pennies after this. Do not be discouraged. There's a couple of reasons why you should not be discouraged, and one of the main ones is this: the rest of the market right now is not doing well at all. Okay, so comparatively to what the rest of the market is doing, it's even gives that much more of a testimony to the bullishness of Dogecoin at this moment. So Bitcoin is down 4% over the last 24 hours, about 1% over the last hour. Ethereum is down about 1% over the last hour, and again 3.5% over the last day. Even Lunaterra is down 5% over the last day and 2.5% over the last hour. I tell you this, guys, folks, because Dogecoin right now has been running completely independently on its bullish burst here outside of what is a downturn day for the rest of the market. So here, Dogecoin. So Dogecoin is going up against a very I want to say a bearish day anyway. I wouldn't say we're in a bearish season by any means, but a bearish day. So Dogecoin is going up against a very bearish day throughout the rest of the market and still breaking up. And so it's got a lot going against it in terms, it's particularly concerned as we are still living in a Bitcoin dominant market. Now, I tell you that because that's just a testimony to the survival, the testimony to the bullishness of Dogecoin, firstly. Secondly, I always caution against making a big deal out of particular dates. I really don't think the parabolic ascendancy of Dogecoin is going to quite happen overnight. It's not going to happen on a specific day that we can predict around a specific event. It rarely ever works out that way, folks, and I don't think this time is going to be an exception. I think that this is an important building block. I think this is another important building block to the long-term adaptation of Dogecoin and bringing in more investors in long-term to Dogecoin. So don't be discouraged whatever happens the rest of the day, because I do believe that the long-term projections of Dogecoin are very bright, are looking very good, and I'm very optimistic about the long-term projection of Dogecoin. But don't get me wrong, we could see things get pretty wild style in terms of market value as soon as within the first quarter of 2022. Again, a lot of dynamics are apexing there. Now, keep in mind, Dogecoin has not announced that, Tesla has not announced that Dogecoin is accepted for its automobiles yet. Of course, that will be the biggest news in relation to Dogecoin for Dogecoin within the Tesla realm. But this is kind of a precursor, but it's exciting. It's exciting because we know where it's going. We know what Elon Musk, where he's going. We know where his head's at regarding dog money, and it's all good in the hood, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, you're just joining. You've been watching Steven Steele Live, special morning edition. Guess what? I'm Steven Steele. I'd encourage you to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Would love to have you join this awesome community. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I asked you guys about donuts earlier, right? Is cannoli a donut? I bet Misha Bar would say yes. Cannoli is not a donut. Let me get this straight. And I say this to somebody who really, I love it. I love cannolis, but cannolis are not donuts. Cannolis are not breakfast food. Only donuts are the dessert breakfast food. Come on. There's this old guy named Frank, old Italian guy. Very short, but very feisty fella. And his doctor years ago prescribed to him to go for long, brisk walks to essentially stay alive. That he had to stay alive, to really get his heart that kind of exercise. Now, he would do this by integrating business with brisk walks late at night and work the bar circuit. So he would get all the leftover pepperonis and cannolis from his friend's Italian deli, and he'd carry around in a big igloo cooler, and he'd march from bar to bar late at night, and he would shout at the top of his lungs, "Pepperoni cannoli, pepperoni cannoli, Pepperoni cannoli. But man, if you made fun of that guy, you better be careful, man. He had a nice left hook, a very stern left hook for an 80-year-old guy. And I saw him employed a few times. My friend's rockabilly band was playing one night, and they saw Pepperoni cannoli, and he improv like a rockabilly. For those you know, rockabilly is kind of like a 50s rock and roll, what was that? Jump blues kind of vibe. Anyway, he had the upright bass. He's singing Pompadour. Pepperoni cannoli walked in the bar. And my friend started singing, Pepperoni cannoli, pepperoni cannoli, pepperoni cannoli. And just as he started doing that, Pepperoni cannoli took his igloo full of pepperonis and cannolis and swung at his head. And he went, whoa, back like that. And he missed his head by that much, I tell you, that much. Anyway, what's going on in the chat? Abstract us off to work. Hey, Stephen, thanks for all you do in the community. You're very welcome, Michael, and I appreciate the support. Cake donuts are my fave. Cake's the classic, right? Cake's the classic. You ever mix some, what's good is dipping it in some milk or dipping it in some coconut milk or dipping it in some almond milk with the cake donut with the frosting on top. I can't argue with that. Ikea chocolate donuts. I've never had an Ikea donut. I didn't even know that they made donuts. That's wild. I don't particularly find Ikea to be a very enjoyable experience. That thing is a massive, 10-mile warehouse. If you want to go in for one thing, you got to go over the river and through the woods 3 times over. And then once you pick out what you want, then you got to go walk another 3 miles just to get to the back of the warehouse and then find your barcode number and take the box home and assemble it yourself. I mean, pretty good business strategy from Ikea, right? A pretty low maintenance business in that regard. You assemble it, you pick it out, you haul it. But they also have low prices too, so it kind of goes with the territory. Kia cinnamon rolls. Now, for some reason, I did know about those. Very well done. Bacon bar is hard to beat. A very well done bacon bar. I don't even know what Jimmy D. I don't even know what that means. But when I see your name, obviously, I think of Jimmy Dean, which is a popular breakfast sausage. I'm sure you've heard that before. Miss my grandma's homemade donuts. Prouse. Oh man, homemade donuts are the best kind of donuts. Deep fried right from home. Nick says, what an historic day. Just got my oatmeal. I'm freaking out right now. Yeah, it's a historic day in Dogeland, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And it's great to be here, a part of it, celebrating it together. Let's see how the rest of the day goes, but this is fun. It's fun to see some positive action in this sort of market, isn't it? It's fun to finally see some positive action in this sort of market. That maple bacon bar. Yes, indeed. Give me one moment, guys. I got all my windows open in my apartment, and I'm getting a little bit chilly, so I'm just going to handle that quickly. But I am right here with you guys. Just un momento. Keep yourselves company, will you? Will you do that for me? Keep yourselves company? I think you can. Just make like a Mog, That was John Candy's character in Spaceballs. Half man, half dog. Be your own best friend. All right. I gotta say, I do feel a bit more natural with my denim on. I gotta have my denim on. I almost felt naked without it, folks. Corey E celebrating 2 months of membership and bringing in some big Doge energy. I love it. Thank you for, by the way, I'll take this as an opportunity to plug my membership. It's just $4 a month. It's starting at just $4 a month. Can't go any lower than that, folks. And I think you get a lot of value for that. You get exclusive content, those nifty badges you see in the chat, and a bunch of special emojis. Don't we like that? We all love special emojis. So, yeah, love to have you guys. It's also just another great way to support the channel. You could join by just simply pressing the join button underneath this video. Now, going to be buying the Tesla stock. Someone says probably not a bad move. Probably not a bad move. I do own a little bit of Tesla stock. I wish I had more money to buy more Tesla stock because I would, guys. I do think that Tesla is still a great long-term hold. Hertz is a real place, open 24/7. I always forget, Mama Crypto, that there's actual denim jacket emojis. I forget there's denim jacket emojis. I love it. I love it. What a great day, guys. What a great day. If you just walked in, you're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Real Deal Steven Steele, coming to you live in the special morning edition live stream. Tesla, Elon has just announced that Tesla is now going to be accepting Dogecoin for some of its merchandise to see how it goes. I think we know how it goes, and I think we know where this is going to lead. And I believe this is going to be the strategic springboard for full Dogecoin acceptance via Tesla, including automobiles, Cybertrucks, the S3X, and more. The S3X and more. Exciting stuff, wild stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe it's going to lead to that. I do believe that Elon Musk knows exactly what he's doing. I do believe that is his full intention on making that happen. But I think he is rolling this out with maximum strategic handling. So, Michael, you can't buy any merch with Dogecoin yet. A date will be announced very soon of when that will be a live option. I can't imagine that it will be too much further in the future. When we find out that date, I'm going to announce it. We should make a big deal about it. We should raid the Dogecoin website with Dogecoin transactions. This is really an opportunity that we've been given to make a big, loud, massive statement to the rest of the business community to show how serious we are about Dogecoin adoption. And I think this is going to be a tremendous opportunity that we can and will live up to. Codina says, I'm almost out of the red. Can't wait until next year's moves. Need Doge out of the red before I can even afford $4 a month. No problem. People came in at different positions, right? My first Dogecoin positions were at about 2 cents, and I kept buying in after that as I could afford it. So people are just at different places, right? But I do think long-term, even Dogecoin at 19 cents is going to be seen as an absolute bargain. Long-term. And that's really where a lot of the life-changing, the wife-changing wealth gets made, folks, is long-term patience over the course of years of investing and holding in very solid, high-utility projects with very strong communities. Let's take a look at what's going on in this chart here. Dogecoin holding on right above 19 cents, kind of stabilizing there, which is a pretty good sign. It would be really great if Doge found itself establishing a new floor around 19 cents, particularly in relation to how poorly the rest of the market is doing. So keep in mind, Dogecoin is up against the rest of the top 10 not having a good day at all and still persevering through. So in context, I think that really speaks even more favorably of Dogecoin. Let's see here. Not sure that I have anything else to add to this stream this morning, guys. I just kind of wanted to connect with you guys and celebrate with you guys and report the good news. But yes, I think I'm going to get. I need a bit more sleep myself. So I think I'm going to get on back to bed. And I will be back on tonight, though, folks. I'll be back on tonight at the usual bat time, around 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be back, and we'll do it to it. We'll continue to pick up where we left off, cover this great news, and so much more as news continues. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, make sure you do, because I keep up with this stuff for a living, and you don't want to miss the latest breaking news, do you? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this special morning edition. I always love doing the morning editions. I love playing around, streaming at different times of the day, late nights, early mornings. It's just always a different dynamic, different audiences. It's awesome. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. We're going to continue to grow this channel, grow this community, grow the Doge, all going into 2022 and beyond. All right, guys, stay positive. Keep the Doge momentum. Until tonight, this is Real Deal, Steven Steele. Signing out.
If we operate with extreme urgency, then we have a chance of making life multiplanetary. Still just a chance, not for sure. If we don't act with extreme urgency, that chance is probably zero. And the rate of innovation is not going to be constant. It's either going to increase the rate of innovation or it's going to slow down. If you look at American access to space with Crew, we were able to go to the moon in '69. Then with the space shuttle, we could only go to low Earth orbit. And the space shuttle retired. And then for almost a decade, there was no America had no access to space for its people. So this is a pretty bad trend. It's trending to zero.
Right.
We need a very strong trend in the other direction in order to have any chance whatsoever of making life multiplanetary.
Yep.
So that's the reason for the extreme sense of urgency.
build the technologies necessary to make life multiplanetary. To answer more seriously, if you consider the nature of importance itself and say, how do you tell that anything is important? Well, the lens of history is a helpful guide here. And the more you zoom out, the more you can distinguish the things that are important over a great span of time, the truly important things, versus things that may seem important in the moment but are forgotten once that moment has passed.